Good day and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our panel discussion titled Quality Education for a Sustainable Future. My name is Atila Danya and I will moderating today's season. This panel discussion focuses on Sustainable Development Goal 4, which emphasize inclusive, equitable, and quality education for all. Education plays a vital role in empowering individuals, reducing inequality, and supporting sustainable development. Throughout this discussion, we will explore different perspectives on the importance of quality education, the challenges faced by education system today, and the role of innovation and policy in shaping a sustainable future. Without further delay, let me introduce our distinguished panelists. Our first panelist is Natasha Yasrin Atira, who will share about access to education. Our second panelist is Rabitul Adawiyah, who will focus on teacher quality and professional development. Our third panelist is Putri Yatu Zahra, who will discuss about technology in education. Our fourth panelist is Aisha Anastasia Rahma, who will highlight how quality education empowers individuals for a sustainable future. Finally, our fifth panelist is Muhammad Al-Bahaki, who will talk about education as the foundation of human potential. Without further explanation, let's start with our first panelist who will talk about access to education.
Thank you, moderator. Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. I am panelist 1 and my topic is barriers to education, particularly for marginalized groups in rural communities. When discussing SDG 4, it is important to recognize that quality education begins with equal access. No matter how strong an education system is, it cannot be effective if certain groups are excluded from participating in it. That is why access to education remains a major challenge, especially for marginalized communities in rural areas. To begin with, poverty is one of the main barriers limiting access to education, particularly in rural communities. Many families struggle to afford school-related expenses such as uniforms, books, transportation, and examination fees. As a result, children, especially girls, are often forced to leave schools early, which directly undermines the goal of inclusive and equitable education under SDG 4.
Sorry to interrupt for a moment. You mentioned poverty as a major barrier. Could you briefly explain how poverty directly leads to higher dropout rates in rural areas?
Yes, of course, thank you. Poverty affects education when families are unable to afford basic schooling costs such as transportation, uniforms, and learning materials. In rural areas, children are often expected to help generate income or manage household responsibilities instead of attending school. This makes school attendance irregular and eventually leads to higher dropout rates, especially among girls. I hope that's answered your question. Moving on, another significant barrier is limited government support and infrastructure. In many rural areas, schools are under-resourced, poorly maintained, or located far from students' homes. Long travel distances, combined with a lack of reliable transportation, discourage regular attendance and increase dropout rates. For girls, these challenges are often worsened by safety concerns during travel. Beyond economic and structural barriers, social cultural norms play a powerful role in restricting access to education. Practices such as early marriage, traditional gender roles, and the belief that girls' education is less important than boys' education prevent many girls from continuing their studies. These norms limit educational participation and reinforce long-term gender inequality.
I'm sorry to interrupt. May I know how do social-cultural norms specifically affect girl access to education compared to boys? And how can our governments and communities work together to address these cultural barriers without causing any resistance at the local level?
That is a great question from panelist 3. Social cultural norms often place greater expectation on girls to take on domestic roles or marry early, while boys' education is prioritized. Safety concerns and beliefs that girls do not need higher education also influence parental decisions. As a result, girls are more likely to be withdrawn from school, limiting their educational and future opportunities. And to answer your later question, addressing social cultural barriers requires a community-based approach rather than a top-down approach. Governments should work with local leaders, parents, and educators to raise awareness about the long-term benefits of girls' education. Programs that involve parents, provide role models, and highlight successful educated women can help shift attitudes without creating resistance. When communities are included in the process, changes in norms are more sustainable and effective. However, addressing these barriers requires more than just recognizing the problem. It demands stronger government intervention, improved financial and infrastructural support, and sustained engagement with families and communities to challenge restrictive attitudes toward education. Education policies must be inclusive and sensitive to the realities faced by marginalized groups. In conclusion, barriers to education such as poverty, distance, safety concerns, and social cultural norms continue to prevent many individuals from accessing quality education. To truly achieve SDG 4, we must ensure that access to education is treated as a basic right rather than a privilege. By addressing these barriers holistically, we can move closer to empowering individuals and building a more sustainable and equitable future for all. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to panelist 1. Now moving on to our second panelist.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. I am panelist 2 and my topic is teacher quality and professional development, which is related to SDG 4, quality in education. From the article that I referred to, it explained that students perform better when teachers are skilled, trained and supported in their work. The article also says that professional development should be continuous, meaning teachers should keep learning and improving, not only attend one training and stop there.
Sorry to jump in, panelist 2. Can you explain a bit more what you mean by professional development?
Thank you, moderator. When we say professional development, it includes things like teachers, workshop, mentoring, sharing session with colleagues, classroom observation, and learning new teaching methods. But most important, it must be related to real classroom practice, so teachers can actually use what they learn with their students. Even if we have good curriculum, even we have a good curriculum, technology, and facilities, the article explained that education may still fail if teachers do not receive enough support and training. So here we can see that teacher quality is one of the strongest pillars in the education system. Another important point is that professional development should be ongoing. When teachers learn continuously, they can reflect, improve, and adapt their teaching over time, especially when they face different types of students and learning challenges. Great question, panelists 4. Thank you. In rural or low-income schools, teachers usually have limited resources, large classes, or less support. So, continuous professional development helps them find creative ways to teach, adapt lessons, and manage different learning needs. This ensures students in these schools still receive fair and meaningful learning opportunities, which supports SDG 4. The article also highlights that professional development works best when it is collaborative. This means teachers learn together, share ideas, and discuss classroom problems instead of working alone. When teachers support each other, improvement becomes stronger and more long-term, and this creates a better learning environment for students. From my perspective as a student, I see that investing in teacher is actually investing in students. When teachers improve their skill, students receive better explanation, clearer guidance, and more engaging learning experiences. At the same time, policies in education become more effective because they are supported by teachers who are confident and well-trained. Continuous development is important because teachers can apply the strategies in class, observe the results, and improve step by step. One-time training usually ends after the session, but continuous learning helps teachers connect theory with real teaching situation, and this gives a stronger impact on students' learning. So, in conclusion, improved teacher quality and continuous professional development is one of the main keys to achieving SDG 4, quality in education. When we support teachers, we are also supporting students and the future of the education system. Thank you.
Thank you, panelist 2. Now let's continue with our panelist 3 who will discuss about technology in education.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to thank moderator for the question. So, when we talk about quality education, especially in line with SDG 4, we are no longer talking about only exams, classroom, or textbooks. Today, quality education is also about inclusivity, lifelong learning, and preparing individuals for a sustainable future. So, this is where technology plays a very, very important role. To begin with, technology greatly improves access to education, which is one of the core targets of SDG 4. For example, digital platforms such as online learning system, learning management systems, and open educational resources allow students to learn anytime and anywhere they want. For students in rural areas, or students with disabilities, or even those from lower income backgrounds, technology can help reduce educational inequality. So in this way, technology supports inclusive and equitable quality education. Secondly, technology enhances the quality of learning and teaching. For example, interactive tools, virtual labs, simulations, or educational apps can help students to understand more complex topics easily. Instead of passive learning, students can actively engage with content and learn at their own pace. AI-based platforms can also personalize learning by giving instant feedback and identifying areas where students need more support. So I believe this encourages lifelong learning, which is another important focus of SDG 4.
Panelist 1, I'm sorry to interrupt. Since nowadays technology is growing very fast in education, how can we make sure that students use technology responsibly and not become too dependent on it?
That's such a great question from our panelist 1. So I believe to ensure responsible use of technology, students must be guided, not left alone with the digital tools. So schools and educators plays a key role in teaching digital literacy, such as how to manage students' screen time, evaluate their online information, and make sure that they use the technology ethically. Other than that, technology should support learning, not replace their thinking. So when students are taught to balance technology with critical thinking, collaboration, and real-world interaction, it becomes a tool for empowerment rather than dependence. So this responsible use of technology helps achieve SDG 4 by creating meaningful and sustainable learning experiences. I hope that answered your question. Moving on, while technology brings many benefits, we must also acknowledge their challenges. One major issue is the digital divide, where not all students have equal access to devices or stable internet connections. So another concern is digital distraction, where the technology can reduce focus if not used properly. This shows that technology alone cannot guarantee quality education. It must be supported by good teaching practices, digital literacy, and strong guidance from the educators. So this is why the role of teachers remains crucial. Technology should not replace educators, but instead empower the teachers by giving them better tools to deliver lessons, track students' progress, and create more engaging learning environments. So when teachers and technology works together, I believe that educations can become more meaningful and effective. In addition, technology also help the students to prepare for their future workforce. So digital skills and critical thinking and adaptability are essential in today's rapidly changing world. By integrating technology into education responsibly, we also can help students develop their skills that can support sustainable economic growth, linking with SDG 4 with the other goals such as SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So in my conclusion, technology is a powerful enabler of SDG 4, which is quality education. When we used inclusively and responsibly, it improves access, enhances learning quality, supports lifelong learning, and empowers individuals with the skills they need for a sustainable future. So the key is not just using technology, but using it wisely to ensure that no one is left behind. Thank you.
Building on the earlier point about teacher quality, how do you see technology supporting teachers in delivering quality education?
Thank you for the question. So, in my opinion, I really agree with the earlier point on teacher quality because technology alone cannot deliver quality education without good teachers. As I mentioned earlier, I see that technology as a support system for teachers, not a replacement. For example, digital tools can help teachers personalize learning, track students' progress more easily, and identify students who may need their extra support. So this allows teachers to focus more on mentoring, critical thinking, and student engagement, which are key aspects of teacher quality. At the same time, technology also supports continuous professional development for teachers. For example, online training, digital resources, and learning communities allow teachers to continuously upgrade their skills, which aligns well with SDG4's focus on lifelong learning. So, when teacher quality and technology work together, I believe that we don't just improve our teaching efficiency, but we can also improve learning outcomes and ensure more inclusive and sustainable quality education. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the clarifications. Let's carry on our conversation to panelist 4, who will highlight how quality education empowers individuals for a sustainable future. Sorry to jump in, panelist 4. Could you explain a bit more about how education actually empowers individuals?
May I ask how is this related to students in rural or low incomes area? Sorry, your mic.
Thank you, panelist 4. Let's open our discussion to our panelist 5, who will talk about education as the foundation of human potential.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good day to the moderator and respected fellow panelists. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my perspective into this discussion. I am panelist 5 and I will be discussing how education serves as the foundation of human potential and its role in supporting a sustainable future in line with SDG 4, which focus on quality education. Education is more than just a pathway to academic success. It plays a vital role in shaping individuals into capable, confident, and responsible members of society. Through quality education, individuals gain knowledge, develop critical thinking skills, and build the ability to adapt to a rapidly changing world. These qualities allow people to recognize their strengths, make informed choices, and actively contribute to the development of their communities.
Could you explain further how education helps individuals reach their full potential?
Thank you for the question, moderator. Education helps individuals reach their full potential by shaping not only what they know, but also how they think and how they see themselves in society. Through quality education, individuals learn to analyze information critically, question assumptions, and approach problems from multiple perspectives. This process builds intellectual independence, which allow them to make informed and responsible decisions in both their personal and professional lives. In addition, education plays an important role in developing emotional and social skills such as communication, teamwork, and self-confidence. These skills are essential for navigating challenges, adapting to change, and working effectively with others in diverse environments. By being exposed to different ideas, cultures, and values, individuals also develop empathy and a broader understanding of global issues. Most importantly, education helps individuals recognize their own strengths and aspiration. It provides opportunities for self-discovery and lifelong learning, which motivates them to set meaningful goals and contribute positively to their communities. In this way, education does not only prepare for individuals for employment, but also empowers them to become responsible citizens and active participants in building a more sustainable and inclusive future.
Sorry to interrupt. May I know how does this relate to students from rural or disadvantaged backgrounds?
For that question, students in rural or disadvantaged communities, quality education creates opportunities that may otherwise be out of reach by ensuring equal access to learning resources and supportive environments. Education helps reduce social and economic gaps. It empowers the students with the skills and mindset needed to improve their lives and uplift their communities, contributing to a more inclusive and balanced society. Um, from my perspective, investing in education is an investment in human potential. Educated individuals become more aware of social, economic, and environmental issues. This awareness encourages them to act responsibly, support sustainable practice, and participate actively in building a better future for the next generation. In conclusion, education is the foundation of human potential because it develops knowledge, values, and abilities that shape individuals into responsible and forward-thinking citizens. Quality education strengthens not only people growth but also community development and global sustainability. Therefore, achieving SDG 4 is essential in ensuring a more sustainable and equitable future for all. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to panelist 5. As we come to the end of this panel discussion, I would like to thank all of our panelists for their valuable insights and thoughtful contributions. Today's discussion has highlighted the importance of quality education as a foundation for sustainable development, social equity, and lifelong learning. Education is not only a pathway to personal success, but also a key driver of collective progress and a more sustainable future. Thank you to our audience for your attention and participation. With that, this season is now concluded.